Well, as Seth mentioned there, President Rodrigo Duterte of the Philippines is trying to ease tensions with the U.S. He has expressed regret over negative comments he made about President Obama, admitting that the insult may have come across as a personal attack. Rodrigo Duterte was issuing a warning to Obama not to criticize his human rights record.
President Duterte explained that the press reports that the President, Obama, would lecture him on extrajudicial killings led to his strong comments, which in turn elicited concern. He regrets that his remarks to the press have caused much controversy. The President looks forward to ironing out differences arising out of the national priorities and perceptions and working in mutually responsible ways for both countries.
Let's bring in Al Jazeera's Jamila Alindagan now, who is live for us in the Philippines capital, Manila. Jamila, a lot of controversy at this ASEAN summit. We've heard the apology and the expression of regret there from the president's spokesperson. But the controversy, what is it all about? First, let's listen to what President Duterte said exactly about the U.S. leader.
I am a president of a sovereign state, and we have long ceased to be a colony. I do not have any master except the Filipino people. Nobody but nobody. You must be respectful. Do not just throw away questions and statements. Inamumurahin kita dyan sa forum na.
Okay, Jamila, so we bleeped the insult there, but he said son of her, and we heard that. How is this all playing out there in Manila?
Well, you know, you've got to understand that this president was voted into power precisely because of that, and part of it is also because of that language. I mean, that when he started the campaign, he was seen as an enigma, and now he's got over 90% approval rating. However, yesterday, before he flew out from Davao, he was asked precisely by a local reporter who asked, what are you going to say if Obama asks you about the extrajudicial killings in the Philippines? And he basically blurted out this insult and even threatened, in fact, to kick the U.S. president. It is important to know fully that it is not the first time that President Duterte hurled an insult at a U.S. official. He did that several times at the U.S. ambassador, Philip Goldberg, U.S. ambassador to the Philippines, Philip Goldberg, whom he called queer, in fact, several times. He also issued, again, an apology. Now, it is important to note here, Foley, that there's something that has been overlooked here, unfortunately. He mentioned in his speech about the sketchy human rights record of the United States. In particular, he mentioned something that is largely unknown, the Budaho massacre, which was committed by American troops in the early 1900s against Moro Muslims in the southern Philippines in Sulu province. I mean, that has been completely shadowed. He should have been given, basically, should have had more opportunity to explain what that was about. He was making comparisons about the U.S. sketchy human rights record, as he said, and the Philippines, basically saying that we have our own context of human rights here, but completely overshadowed by the insults, and also completely overshadowed the issue in the South China Sea, Foley.
Right, and all those comments and all the issues, as you say, overshadowed by that insult. And interestingly, Jamila, the president has blamed reporters for what happened, for the whole brouhaha around this.
Yes, definitely, which is quite curious, because when he started his campaign, he was seen as the darling of the press. You've got to understand that he ran, he was largely unknown outside Mindanao, and he was seen as a darling of the press, and now he's got a very difficult relationship with the press. It's not the first time that he's blamed local officials, local reporters, local journalists for taking him out of context, although those insults are quite clear. His own cabinet officials said that local journalists should wait 24 hours before reporting on what Duterte has said, while others are also saying that Duterte should wait maybe 24 minutes before answering a particular question. So that relationship is just going to get strained if, in fact, more and more this situation is handled. And what's important to note here is that he is seen as someone who's using a provincial style of leadership right now into a national, before a national and international audience, Foley.
Okay, Jamila, thank you very much for that. Jamila Alindagan live for us in Manila.